Okay, I'm just going to go over a couple of the trades that I've taken off of the updated trend report scanner here. You can see I've color coded it, and I'm going to get into the color coding after I go through a couple of the trades that I've taken here. So you can see the CAD yen off of the 4 hour. When we highlight it, we're all green right now, and when I got into this trade, we had a pullback, and everything above it was green. So it would have been looking like kind of the odd yen here, where the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly are green, and you've got a gold color here with the 1 hour green text. Okay, so this is one we would be looking at getting in. What else I'm looking for is to see if there is a support area that it's coming down to test in. If it is, that's a great great indication there could be a potential bounce and move higher following with the trend. Also, the pivot points are stepping to the upside as well, and you can see that the moving averages are heading to the upside as well. So we looked for we set the trend report EA on this chart looking for longs, and it had a long entry right here. So I'm looking for 2-to-1 entries. I've turned off the higher high and the higher low and the lower low and the lower high when looking for these entries. If we get a nice deep pullback, then I'll take every entry that occurs. At least I'll try twice. Okay. It's not like the weekly support and resistance where I'm a lot pickier and I want to have a higher high or a higher low or a lower low and a lower high. Okay, I want actual this pattern here to form at a weekly resistance or support area. For this, I'm going with the trend continuation. We're looking for the pullback, and I don't mind taking any of the candles that occur with the buy signals within this area. I'll try a couple times. If I fail twice, I'll turn it off and go for another one. But let's get into the other trades here. The Euro Swiss, you can see I've almost hit the 3-to-1 here. This one I took a 3-to-1 just because it had our cross right down here between the 10 and the 50, and we've pushed up, and this was the first pullback, so I went for a 3-to-1. Also, the 3-to-1 corresponds with the high here of the swing. So we will continue. It looks like this trade's going to get taken out here and hit profit. I'll use generally when I hit the 2-to-1 here, depending on what it's been doing, I'll move it to a break even, and I will look for a swing to put my break even under. Okay. The New Zealand yen, we've just started here. You can see we've had a nice pullback. I'm going with the 2-to-1. It corresponds with the high here, and we kind of went sideways here. Almost got stopped out on this one. There was a bit of news, I guess. Something happened on this candle and it went a little wonky here, but otherwise just kind of sideways. We've broken to the upside and have come down, so we'll see if we can hold on this support here. You can see it's just kind of sideways action and bounce off of here to hit our target. If we get up into this area, I'll move to break even. The CAD yen, this is off of the weekly resistance area, so I have it set to trade. It's not going to do anything until I'm out of the long trade here on the 4 hours. So we're still pushing up here. I'm in a long trade, and if I do hit my target, then I'll start looking for shorts within this weekly resistance. But since I'm on the trade already to the long side, we're not going to take any sell trades. I've got it done, but the EA is not going to take any sell trades while I'm in a position on the CAD yen. So if I hit the take profit, then it'll start looking for sell trades on the support resistance area here on the weekly. Okay, the odd yen, you can see we've just looking to get in here. I've just set this up. We've got one. This is on the 1 hour, and let's look at where we are here. So we've got the weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish, the 4 hour is bullish, and we've got our signal here. You can see it's gold with the green text, meaning that we're in an area in a pullback area and we're looking to go long. So we've set the EA up to look for trading buys. And on this one, I did set the higher high and the higher low on. I'm looking for a 2 to 1, and you can see that we've got that right off of the pivot point and the 50 moving average. So we're looking to take this to the long side. I'm looking for a 2 to 1, and that'll be a nice break above this. I'll move it to break even if we hit this the first target, and that'll be this trade. Anyways, now we'll get into going over this color coding and how to use this scanner. Okay, before we get into the color coding here of the updated trend report scanner, what we're going to do is make sure that you have the right moving averages. So the moving averages we were using before was a 14 and the 50. So we're still using the 50, but we're changing the 14 moving average to a 10. We're tightening it up just a little bit here, and the reason here is because when we come through the pullback between the 10 and the 50, that's how we're determining, that's what we're using this moving average for. We're going to determine that we've actually got a pullback within that Forex pair. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's what this moving averages is for. It's for determining the pullback. So when we're between the 10 and the 50, we're going to get the color coding on the scanner. So make sure that you have your moving average set to 10, and it's going to be smoothed here, not the exponential. We're changing it to a smoothed moving average. Okay, your close, and you can use the dim gray and then use the second line thickness. Hit OK, and then for the 50, we're just going to change it from the smooth to the or from the exponential, sorry, to the smoothed. Okay, dim gray, and you can use the same thickness or a little bit thicker, but for this one we'll keep it at the same thickness here and hit OK. Okay, now you can save this as your default chart. Just right click, go to templates, save template, and use it as your default here. Okay, just like we've shown you here in the previous video. Now that we've got this done, let's get into the color coding of the scanner. Okay, we're just going to quickly do a review of the daily and weekly, how these two trends are determined on the UFX trend report scanner. So up here you can see on the top right hand corner I've got a picture of the actual video you can go and watch here that shows you exactly how these are determined. So I'm going to do a quick recap of that, but if you want more detailed, you can go and check that video out. At the end of this video, I will put a link to it. I'll also put a link in the description for this video as well. So how the trend is determined. Okay, you can see Aussie Swiss, we've got a green weekly and a green daily. So we're going to open up this chart here, and the trend is determined based on the last green bar here. So when we transfer over from a red bar, you can see we've got a red bar here. So we would have been at the close of this red bar, the trend would have shown up red, just like this here on the scanner. Okay, and then we've got two blue bars, so we're still in a downtrend, and then we've got a push up here, and we closed bullish with a bullish candle here on the weekly. So that would have changed the trend to a green here for the weekly. Okay, so starting from this candle here, the close of this week, we would have been in an uptrend on the weekly. Okay, so that's how that's determined. And we can just drop down to the daily here. And you can see it's from a day ago here. This would have changed to a green here. Okay, so that's how the trend's determined. Let's just have a quick look here at the weekly. That's red. So last week we had a bearish candle to the downside here, and we closed red. So the trend on the weekly for the Aussie CAD is red. Okay, it's a downtrend right now. Okay, so this is how the trend's determined for the daily and the weekly. And now let's get into how the trend is determined for the lower time frames. Okay, so let's get into how we are determining the trend for these lower time frames, such as the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, and the 15 minute. Let's start with the Aussie Swiss. Let's click on, when you hover over the scanner here, and you hover over any one of these buttons, it's going to tell you which one you can open up. So we're going to open up the Aussie Swiss 4 hour chart, and then you can see here the 1 hour chart will be opened with this button, and same with here, 30 minute, 15 minute. Okay, so we're going to start with the 4 hour here, and I just want to show you how the trend is determined here. We've got the change in our moving averages, which is the 10 and the 50. So our 10 is greater than the 50 moving average, and we have closed above the 10 moving average. So the pressure is to the upside. We're anticipating that we are going to go higher. Okay, now when we drop to the 1 hour, you can see the same thing here. We've closed above the 10 moving average, and the 10 is greater than the 50 moving average. So we're anticipating a move higher. Okay. Same with the 30 minute. Yeah, we'll just close this one. Same with the 30 minute here. We're determining a move to the higher. Okay, and then same with the 15 minute. Now, we're not going to enter on these. We do want to enter on a pullback, which I'll get into, and that's what the color coding down here is for. So now that we've determined how these backgrounds are green and why, showing the trend for the lower time frames, let's go over the reverse for the shorts here on Aussie CAD, because this is all looking for longs here when they're green, and obviously we want to see why it's going to be shorting here on the scanner. So we'll close this one down, and we will open up the Aussie CAD 4 hour chart. And you can see here we've got our 10 moving averages below the 50, and we have closed below the 10 moving average. So we're anticipating the price is going to go further down. Okay, now we can drop to the 1 hour. Excuse me. You can see we've got a cross here. Our 10 is lower than the 50, and we are below the 10 excuse me, below the 10 moving average, anticipating that we're going to move lower. Okay, we'll drop to the 30, and same thing, 10 is below the 50, and we have closed, the previous bar has closed below the 10 moving average. Okay, and then down to the 15, and you can see here we're going to be closing in between. So when this does refresh, we're going to get a signal such as the Aussie yen here on the 15. And you can just see how we've turned from the green to a gold color with our red 15 minute here. So this is indicating that we are in an area that we could set up the trend report EA now to look for shorts. Okay, our higher time frames are red. I prefer to see the daily at a red as well, but if you did want to, based on the time here, it's 10:30. If you were looking and you liked where this was at here, you can see there's a previous resistance area or support area here, now resistance, and same right up here. So we could maybe get a nice trade to the downside, a quick one here. So if you were going to do that, you could drop the EA onto the chart, and I'll just show you how we would set it up. Now you would hit trading cells. When I'm doing these trades here, I turn off the higher high and the higher low depending on where we are in the between the moving averages. If we're higher up on the moving average, closer to the 50, then I'll turn it off. If we've just entered and we've got quite a bit of more room to go up to the 50, then I will turn this on. Okay, you can change the risk percentage, and I like to go for the 2 to 1. If we get a 2, or going for a 2 to 1 here, the likelihood is it's going to target the low, the swing low here. Okay, maybe just a little bit past it. All right. You can use the swing low, high and low for your stop loss. And that's it. We just set it and forget it. We're obviously going to check this. This is a 15-minute chart, so you're not going to walk away. But you don't have to sit here and watch it. You come back and check it. And if we've closed above the 50 moving average, then just simply turn off your EA. Okay, so that's how we set that up, depending on the time of day as well. You're not going to set this up when we're getting close to the end of the day, or it's you're not going to have enough time to move. So you can see we are getting close. We've got another couple hours here for this trade. I'm not going to take this trade for right now, but I did want to show you, and you can see that this was a nice change here. You can see that why we're getting this pattern. The gold with the red here. I do like to see them all red above, the weekly and the daily red. Okay, but a very good indication on how to take the trade. Okay, it's also good to see if it's we've broken through a previous support that we could use as a resistance. That's another higher probability as well. So pay attention to that. Look for those. Okay, let's get into some of the other ones here, such as this one, the New Zealand Swiss. Let's have a look. We'll open it up. And let's start up at the weekly. You can see our weekly was in an uptrend since this for the last 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks here. And we'll work our way down. Have a look. Our daily just turned over here. We're heading to the upside. On our moving averages, we can clearly see we're moving up here. And we can go to the 4-hour. And we've closed. We've got some room to the upside, 86 pips before we hit this swing high. So we could easily push up. And the pullback is where we've got the signal. So our gold, our color is gold to the background here, and we've got a green color text indicating that we are in a pullback, and this is a good spot to put the trend report EA on, looking for longs. Okay, now obviously we would have missed it, because if we put the EA on now, we've got our, right here was the signal. So you could manually take it and go for a 2-to-1, but the likelihood now is we're not going to get entered in. You want to see it on the pullback within this blue candle here, but it's not too late to enter. We could enter and go for the 2-to-1 here if you wanted to. I wouldn't go for the 3-to-1. That's a little ways up to it. That's 105. The 2-to-1 is 72, which is before the high of the 4 hour. So, okay, so pay attention to that. Like we said, we had about 82 pips to the high of the 4 hour, and this is only about a 65 pips there. So we've got more than enough room to hit the 2-to-1. And that is all. That's what we're looking for. Let's go into a short here. Ones that we stay away from, like this one here, the Euro CAD. We can have a look at this. I just want to show you we've got a gold with a 15-minute red signal here. So these are the only ones you're looking for. Anything that has gold in it are the ones you're going to be looking for. Just remember, if you get two like this, the 30-minute with the gold background and the 1 hour with the gold background, go with the one that's a bit higher up here. So odd yen, we're going to open that one up. You can see that I am in the trade here, looking to go long up for the 2 to 1 here. So I'm already in the trade. I got the signal back here. So I put the EA on here, looking for the trading buys here. You can see I have the higher high and higher low turned on this one, looking for the 2 to 1. And we got a nice push off of the pivot point and the 50 moving average in between. So a nice pullback. We've got previous resistance here as future support that we bounced off of as well. So it's nice to look back here and see if you've got an area here such as that. Okay, so a good trade, looking for the long on the Aussie yen. So with this scanner, you're going to be looking for anything that's gold are the ones you're going to focus on. If you've got enough, depending on the time of day and how much time you have to babysit the trade, let's just go through all of these here and see if we would take it. The odd CAD 15M is giving us a pullback, looking for shorts. Okay, our daily isn't green. I'm not going to look at it right now. Obviously, I wouldn't take any 15-minute trades right now because of the time of day. We've only got a couple more hours until the rollover. No signal on the Aussie yen or New Zealand. Aussie yen, you can see we're obviously in this one, and I got in on the 1 hour. The 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly are all green, and that's what we're looking for. We want the higher time frames to be green or red. Okay, so you can see nothing else here. We've got a gold 4 hour sell signal. The daily and the weekly are both mixed, so I'm not going to worry about that. If the daily was red, I would open it up and then have a look to see if there's any areas of support or resistance that we might bounce off of within the area to set it up. So we've got the Euro CAD. This could be a quick trade here on the 15-minute. If you wanted to sit and watch it, then you could take that trade. The weekly is green. So I would stay away from this one right now just based on time of day. Okay, same 30M, Euro USD. The weekly's green. So I'd probably stay away. I like to look for the ones that are all green or all red higher up. Okay, so we've been pushing just like this one, the pound New Zealand. It's all green. We've got a pullback on the 15-minute. I obviously wouldn't take this one time of day right now. There's not enough time, and because at the end of the day, the spread, the brokers increase the spread, and it could knock you out if you got into a new trade close to the end of the day. Okay, so pay very attention to that. You don't want to take on a new trade in a low time frame where your stop is only about 10-15 pips away from your entry, just because of the increase of spread at the end of the day could take you out. You're going to incur a loss that's unnecessary just because of taking the trade at the time of day. Okay, so 15 minutes right now with a couple hours left. It might take me an hour before I get a signal and get into the trade, which means I'd be getting into a new trade about an hour to 2 hours prior to the rollover, which could take me out just because of the increase of spread. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So I wouldn't look at that. 1 hour is a little bit better. You could do the 1 hour because you've got a lot of pips. That's a 40 pip stop. And the brokers don't increase the stops that much at the end of the day. You're looking, they can increase it by around 10 pips. Some increase it more, about 20 pips, just to take people out. Okay, so pay close attention to that, whatever broker you're using. USG is pretty good. They open up their spread anywhere from 5 to 8 pips, so not too bad. The best broker I've found is Hugo's Way. They don't open up their spread too insanely. Some of the other Fort FS broker is ridiculous for the spread that they open up, and also FX Primus. So some brokers are just crazy for what they open up. Now you can see here New Zealand yen 15-minute sell signal, gold with a red text. Okay, but it's very mixed signals here, so we wouldn't want that. USD CAD is all green or all red here, so if we start getting pullbacks on the 15 and the 30, we can start looking to go short, and then USD yen, start looking for longs. Okay, so that's how we're determining if we want to set the trend report EA up on these, and if we're looking for longs or shorts. It's that simple. If we've got a gold background and a green text, and the higher time frames are all green corresponding with the text color, then we want to set the trend report EA on that, looking for buys. Okay, and then the reversal's the same when looking for shorts. All right, I hope that makes sense to you guys, and I will do some videos here as I'm taking trades, just to show the trades and show what we're looking for, just to help increase the probabilities. But I hope everybody likes this video and also enjoys the update and utilizes the trend report scanner. We'll talk to you guys later. Okay, so if you guys are interested on joining, at the bottom of this video, you can scroll down just a little bit and you can see this join button. If you click on the join button, you're going to see two options here. You're going to see the Access Live plus Crypto Chat, and I've just created this Crypto Chat here about a month ago. So for the new year, there's a couple things within this. We're doing 40 currency pairs, or crypto pairs, sorry. I'll show you the list right here, the purple list, and you can see these are all of the cryptos that we're currently watching, and it's all based on the daily charts here. So one of the ones that was recently gotten into was this one, and also LRC. So right here you can see, so we do have 40 cryptos that we are watching in this room, and it's based off of the daily. So if you are interested in joining that, it is simply $4.99 a month, very cheap, and there is another thing, part of this here, that I'll be getting into a bit more with the CFX here as well, so it's kind of going hand in hand with this. However, you don't need to do the CFX, you can just do the crypto. And then if you want the MT4 indicators plus EA, then that is $14.99 a month, and you can just hit the join button and you will be good to go. Contact me via Telegram, and you will get the strategies EA and ready to be downloaded via Telegram. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.